What's going on, YouTube? It's your favorite reviewer's favorite reviewer. Welcome back to TLTG Reviews. If you're new to the channel, do me a quick favor. See that red subscribe button down below? Go ahead and click that. Show you support for the channel. For those of you returning to see what I have for you today, welcome back, my friends. Appreciate you stopping by. So, I tend to get a lot more comments, a lot more feedback when I do these top 10 lists. I enjoy doing them, no doubt about it. It's fun to talk about multiple fragrances at a time. I like doing my individual reviews, don't get me wrong, but it seems like you guys tend to like these lists, these top 5s, top 10s, honorable mentions, different topics, different situations on what to wear them for. So I figured, hey, we haven't done top 10 office/work fragrances just yet. Why not do that tonight? So here we are. So I do have 3 honorable mentions plus the top 10, so it's 13 fragrances in total. Most of these, when I say office and work, that's going to be for more climate controlled environments. It varies if you're in a similar industry to me where you spend part of your time outside in the heat or in the elements in general, and then a lot of your time in climate controlled environments. If you're always in a climate controlled environment, this is a perfect list for you. So these aren't necessarily winter-specific fragrances, summer-specific fragrances. Well, honorable mention's a little more hot weather. That's why they're honorable mention. But the top 10, these are year-round fragrances if you want them to be. They're good for all seasons. They're good in the climate-controlled environments, whether the heater's on during the winter or the AC's on during the summer. So let's go ahead and get started. My first honorable mention is from the House of Versace. This is Versace Pour Homme. Soapy, decent performance, shower gel kind of quality, staple in everybody's summer list. I mean, this is in every summer list. Fantastic fragrance, decent atomizer. It's a must-have. It couldn't crack the top 10 because I just can't see somebody wanting to smell like this all year round. There are some people out there, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy this quite a bit, but I've got so many I can have my summer fragrances stick to summer. And this is definitely screams spring, summer, but mostly summer. So that first honorable mention spot is going to be Versace Pour Homme, also known as Versace Signature. Absolutely wonderful fragrance. If you haven't smelled that one before, it's widely available at discounters, online, Sephora's, places like that, Macy's. Go get your nose on it. It's a very good fragrance. You'll probably like it. Next honorable mention, this is kind of new to the collection. I'm actually going to be wearing this one to work tomorrow. This is very similar to another fragrance I have, which was the number 1 not so citrusy summer fragrance in my very first video I did on this channel, which is Low Blue Desi Eau Fresh by Issey Miyake. This is ZEGNA. Another one, cool bottle design, looks like a rubber band going around it, but it is hard plastic. There's no flex to it. Cap clicks into place. It's got a very, very good atomizer. Puts out real far. It's got a soapy quality with the iris. A little fresh, spicy with the rosemary. The soapiness from the iris is what gives it that mild separation from the Issey Miyake fragrance I was just talking about. This one smells great. Decent performance, 5 to 6 hour fragrance, nothing special. I will be wearing it tomorrow. I haven't worn it in about a week. It was next up on the rotation. It just falls into this list pretty well. It could have broke the top 10, but I feel like this is another one that's a more hot weather fragrance. You can get away with wearing it year round, but the lack of performance, can't see you really want to do this one in the cold weather. But at second honorable mention spot, Z by ZEGNA. And the final honorable mention, this has kind of been the quintessential spring summer office fragrance for the last 2 years on everybody's list. No, it's not Prada L'Homme, because that would have been in the top 10. If I had Prada L'Homme, I have smelled it. It's on my list to get. It would be in the top 10 if I had it for office fragrances, no doubt. Jeremy Fragrance isn't lying. That's an awesome office fragrance. But we're talking about John VARVATOS Artisan Pure. As inoffensive as it gets, this is the best performer from the house. This is an 8-hour fragrance, 7-8 hours. 6 hours for some, but 6 hours from John VARVATOS is fantastic because most of their fragrances can't even crack that. This one's a little more herbal, a little more green, a little bit citrusy on the top. Definitely different for the house. Has a very good quality scent, doesn't smell synthetic in any way. It's bordering niche quality for a designer. This is one that's in most people's summer list. and most people's office lists. Could have cracked the top 10, but I have more versatile fragrances in this top 10. I feel like this is less versatile because this is better for hot weather. But nonetheless, you can do this one year round if you really want to. This is not going to offend anybody. It's not a projection monster. People are just going to think you smell good. So final honorable mention spot, John VARVATOS Artisan Pure. Fantastic fragrance. They're hitting the discounters lately, guys. Keep your eyes out if you're interested in it. So there's our 3 honorable mentions. We're going to go ahead and slide these bad boys back a little bit. Kind of get them out the way, and let's go ahead and start this top 10 off. So this is one that's made multiple lists. It's made the back to school list. It's made my top 10 not so citrusy summer fragrances. It's made top 5 signature scents because it's that good. It's not the most expensive fragrance to get your hands on. And of course, we're talking about Burberry Touch. This is a wonderful fragrance, guys. Buddy of mine I worked with the other day, I was actually able to guess what he was wearing because now it's, it's a big game and a big joke because I do YouTube reviews on fragrances now, so everybody wants to mess with me all the time, try to stump me and things like that, and I actually got this one right. Not going to throw his name out there or his position because some of you that work with me will figure out who it is. He was wearing something the other day. He walked by me. I said, "Ooh, that smells familiar." I said, "What you wearing today, man?" He said, "Guess." I said, said, "It's got a little bit of a powdery quality." He said, "Not bad." I said, "Give me a hint. What's the house?" He said, "Burberry." I said, "Burberry Touch." He said, I'm impressed. So, yeah, I'm not going to guess them all right, but kind of toot my own horn a little bit. I actually figured that one out. So this one's great year-round. Powdery quality, decent performance and projection. You're getting about 7-8 hours with this. They're not the most expensive to get your hands on. Everybody likes this smell. It's just a stud for the office, guys. It's pretty much good for everything. Number 10 spot, Burberry Touch. So, number 9. This one's made a few lists as well. All of my regulars know I'm a big fan of the House of English Laundry. And this had to make it because this is English Laundry Riviera. This is My Loam from YSL. It's basically YSL Loam. It smells very, very similar. Kind of stands on its own. It's a little bit more citrusy. Still has that powdery, creamy quality that YSL Loam has, but you can have this one for a lot cheaper. You can find them at the discounters. You can find them at the rack stores for $15. I do have a backup bottle of this. This is an awesome fragrance. One of my favorites. It's an 8+ hour fragrance. When I say 8 hours, or like last night when I did the Mercedes-Benz Cologne review and I said 6 to 7 hours, I stopped clocking it once it becomes a skin scent, and I got to really put my nose very close to my arm to smell it. I consider the longevity on performance to when I can still hover an inch or so away from my arm. That means it's actually coming off of my skin a little bit, because I had a couple people in the comments last night tell me, "Oh, I get 9 hours, oh, I get 8 hours too." And I'm not saying that's not what's going on with them, but with me, once I get to where it's a skin scent to me, that's when I refresh. So if I say 8 hours for this, if you remember in the English Laundry House talk, it had been 12 hours and I could still smell it on my skin. So if you're factoring in skin scent, yeah, this is a 12-hour fragrance. If you're factoring in where people can still smell you if they get close to you, 8-9 hours. Fantastic for the office. Non-offensive, smells great. I've gotten multiple compliments. That's why I had to get a backup bottle. I put a nice little dent in it. This is wonderful for the office. At number 9, English Laundry Riviera. Number 8 spot. Another one. Made a list before. It's making this one too. I don't like heavily musky fragrances. I don't mind clean white musk. This is good for that. It's got some ginger working in its favor. It's got kind of the similar Loam vibe, but doesn't quite smell like Loam. This is Michael Kors Extreme Blue. This is my second bottle. My first bottle was a 1.3 ounce. I had the smallest bottle. This is the 4 ounce one. I knew after that bottle I wanted a big one next time. I do enjoy this one quite a bit. Decent atomizer. This is another one. 8-hour fragrance. Non-offensive. You actually get pretty good projection with this one for about 3 hours. It's a good solid arm's length for a straight 3 hours. Creates a good scent bubble. I really enjoy the smell of this one. Not one that, every time I wear it, people are asking me what I'm wearing. I can't even really recall how many compliments I've ever gotten on it, but I enjoy it. It's great for the office. If nobody's making a negative comment, it's working in your favor, guys. This is one you can have a 4-ounce bottle like this for $30 at the rack stores. They're always out and about, readily available. If you've been sleeping on it, you pass it, you're not sure if you would like it. If you like clean musk, ginger fragrances, kind of fresh, spicy-ish, little aromatic, you give this a shot. This is a great fragrance overall. A great 3-season fragrance, spring, summer, fall, and just great for the office, guys. Good performer. Don't sleep on it. Michael Kors Extreme Blue. Number 7 spot, one we haven't even talked about on the channel yet. I haven't had it that long. I got it early spring. I'll say Marchish. This is not more daring because it does have a rum note. So it's not daring. You don't smell like you've been drinking or anything like that. Real strong plum, real strong rum, plum rum, and sandalwood and cinnamon. It's kind of like a boozier version of Boss Bottle, if you will. We're talking about Lacoste Pour Homme. As you see, I can put a little dent in it. Nothing massive yet, but this one's really good, guys. I get 8-9 hours easy before it becomes really a skin scent. Decent atomizer on it. Oh, man, it's just a good one. Actually, I have the dry down right here. It gets real woody on the dry down. The rum kind of goes away. The rum and the plums really in that first hour and a half or so when your projection's really going and it's really pushing off your skin, which is not a projection monster. Arm's length kind of fragrance, but this is one can be had in that $30 range. It's a big bottle, 100 ml bottle. I got this one at Marshall's early spring. They're out at the discounters. You can always find it online. It's been around for many years. This is, to me, the best Lacoste fragrance out there. I do have a few Lacoste fragrances, but, I mean, it doesn't get much more versatile than this one. I just, in my opinion, and it's great. There's no other way around it. You see it out there. If you like any of the fragrance notes that I just named, you'll probably like this. Very inoffensive. Decent compliment getter. Certain people it's going to attract them and pull them in, want to know what you're wearing. Definitely a year-round fragrance. I wouldn't go outside when it's too hot because it's going to be cloying. If you go easy on the trigger, it'll be fine. But office environment, fantastic year-round. It's going to pierce through the coal if you go a little heavier. Get your hands on it, guys. You'll probably like it. Lacoste Pour Homme. Number 6, a favorite in the community. This is my second bottle. It's a 1.7 ounce, 50 ml. You can have them. Ross Marshall's online, so on and so forth. It was here before Creed's original Santal, and no U-Bomb does not smell that much like it. We're talking about Mont Blanc Individuel. Fantastic, 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 fantastic. I know Jeremy Fragrance likes to say fresh fabric softener with a raspberry note. I think it's more complex than that, guys. I think it's more than a fabric softener smell. This is geared a little more masculine. I do get the raspberry throughout. It does have a clean linen scent going for it, but it gets a little more complex. That chocolate comes in later on. This is not so much fabric softener to me. This is a compliment getter, no doubt about it. This is a wonderful fall, winter, spring fragrance. You can wear this year round. You just got to go easy on the trigger in the summer because this one will get a little cloying at first. When it's projecting, it'll get a little cloying on you. Because the first 2.5 hours, it's really pushing out there, guys. It's going beyond an arm's length on me. And I'm getting a solid 9-10 hours with this. This is a wonderful fragrance. Mont Blanc always has great atomizers. It's just wonderful smell, guys. The cap clicks into place. Mont Blanc, I love the house. They hit discounters. They get cheap. They are fantastic fragrances, all of them. Some of them smell like other things, like Explorer's got an Aventus vibe going. Emblem Absolute smells like a sweeter Boss bottle. Yeah, this smells like original Santal from Creed. This came out first, as a lot of you know. Just an absolutely wonderful fragrance. You see it out, you can get it cheap, $20, $25 for this, or the 2.5 ounce, which is the bigger bottle. Don't sleep on it, guys. Eventually, we won't be able to find them so easily. When you can get it, because it's worth having. Great for the office, great year-round. Mont Blanc Individuel. Top 5. All right. Some of these you're expecting. It's what it is, guys. It's my list. Some of these are just wonderful. There's only one of them in this top 5 you haven't seen in another list from me, because I like what I like. I'm giving you advice based off of my taste, what I see over the years, and what's readily available in my collection that works for the office for me. These are my opinions. It's my list. Let's get into the top 5. So, it's been on damn near every list I've made. Let's just get into it. Salvatore Ferragamo, Aqua Essenziale Blue. Personal favorite of mine. You can wear it year round. I always talk about it's a little more citrusy than you would want for the winter. It's fresh, spicy enough. It really is. You can, climate controlled environment, fire away. 9-hour fragrance, fantastic projection. If you don't really want to push that much, just go easy on the trigger. And I gotta do it while we're on video. I just love the click. I love the way this cap sounds. This is one that can be had in discounters, readily available online. Great way to start a collection. Signature scent worthy. Doesn't get much better to me. I don't need Bleu de Chanel. I want it. I want the parfum. I wouldn't mind the eau de parfum, but I really think that the parfum would fit me better. But until I really chop this bottle down to about here, probably not going to do it, because I know it's not going anywhere. I don't need to rush to get it, and it's a pretty penny. But at the number 5 spot, Aqua Essenziale Blue, Salvatore Ferragamo, personal favorite of mine. TLTG loves him some Aqua Essenziale Blue, as a lot of you know. Number 4. This isn't just one of my favorites. It's a personal favorite of a lot of people. A lot of you watching probably love this fragrance. If it had better performance, it'd probably be number 2, not number 1. But it'd probably be number 2. I know the Platinum has better performance. I haven't smelled it. I don't know how similar it smells. But if it smells just as good as the original Coach for Men, I'm game for it, because I will eventually get it. I've got a pretty good dent in it. The line's down here. This is a 60 ml 2-ounce bottle. This is very, very versatile. People pleasing. God, that's such a good smell. You've heard it in other videos. Other reviewers, top reviewers have praised this fragrance, guys. If you still haven't got your nose on Coach for Men yet, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Because if you're sitting here watching a fragrance review by a small potato reviewer like me, even though I am your favorite reviewer's favorite reviewer, just ask them, they'll tell you. Anyways, I digress. This is that good of a scent. There's a reason it gets high praise. There's a reason it's so heavily sold. People love this. You're going to love smelling like this. People around you are going to love you smelling like this. So if you haven't got your nose on it, get out and get your nose on it, because you're probably going to buy a bottle. Coach for Men. Top 3. So this is the one we haven't really discussed yet. If you're a fan of Dior Fahrenheit, we're getting masculine now. A lot of these are friendly. This one, it's a man smell right here. All right. Got the beard working. You don't shave your arms. This is manly. It's masculine. Smoke a cigar. Have a nice craft brew. You're a beer drinker. This is your kind of fragrance to wear to work. Less of a gasoline note, not as gassy petroleum smelling, but almost one-to-one with Dior Fahrenheit. And of course, we're talking about Mercedes-Benz Intense. Yeah, that's right. I know a lot of people don't talk about it. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, why is there always a damn Mercedes fragrance in his list? I know he keeps saying it's not because he works there, but it's just got to be because he works for Mercedes. Really not. When I have some downtime, I have a chance to smell these fragrances over at the parts department by the gift shop. And when you smell them a couple of times, you start to really like them. You don't want to pay retail because you're like me. I like to bargain hunt. $31 or $32, I bought it when I bought Mercedes-Benz Cologne from FragranceNet. It's great. Fantastic performer, 8 to 10 hour fragrance. Solid projection for about 2 hours. Real good scent bubble follows you. It's very masculine. The opening is better than Dior Fahrenheit because it's not as intrusive and offensive and harsh. I mean, if you love gasoline, stick with Dior Fahrenheit. When I was little, I went through a phase where I thought gasoline smelled great too when I was a kid. Don't ask me why. That was 25 plus years ago. Back to the fragrance. So this is one that's certain people are going to give you a compliment, but this isn't just an all-out compliment magnet. You know what I mean? This is a more mature smell. Little girls aren't going to like it, but women probably will because they've smelled Dior Fahrenheit. It's popular for a reason. Women like that fragrance too. Men like that fragrance. Your boys and man, bro, what are you wearing today, man? That smells good. This is that kind of fragrance. Year round. Light on the trigger for the summer, heavy as you want the rest of the year. Same thing. Fantastic cap. 3-star logo in the glass on the bottom. Cap holds into place. And a decent atomizer. Oh yeah, there's that violet right off the top. So at the number 3 spot, Mercedes-Benz Intense. Do yourself a favor. Go to your local Mercedes. See if they have it. Currently we don't. We have Mercedes-Benz Cologne gift set. We have the regular Mercedes. And we have Le Parfum, the brown bottle. That's the 3 that we currently have. If you're near a Mercedes-Benz dealer, go check it out. You might fall in love with it. Then leave and go order it on FragranceNet. So, moving into number 2. Now, these are ones that I'm confident are not going to surprise you. I praise them, I praise them, I praise them. 2 of my favorites. My 2 favorites to wear to work. No doubt about it. And number 2, been one of my favorites for years. Of course, we're talking about Boss Bottle, the original, Boss number 6. This is my 200 ml bottle. I've had multiple bottles over the years. The cap's cheap plastic, boy, that sucker holds into place. Decent atomizer, sharp apple, apple pie, cinnamon. Doesn't perform like it used to, but I still get about 6 hours, hour and a half projection, arm's length. Gray suit in a bottle. I don't really wear it that much during the summer. I have Boss Bottled Tonic. I just have to spray a lot more with that one because it's a 3-hour fragrance. The performance is terrible, but the scent's amazing. This scent's even better. Performance is better. I don't have Boss Bottled Intense Eau de Parfum. It is on my short list to get when the fall hits. FragranceNet only has had 1.6 ounce bottles for months now. Months. Waiting on them to restock a 3.3. When they do that, I will pull the trigger. I've heard great things about it because if you love this, you'll really love that. I don't want to just get the 1.6. It's a good price at $25, but I'd rather spend $10 more, $9 more, and get double. So if you see it anywhere, let me know because I'm on the hunt for that 3.3 in that low 30s range. But I digress. This is a wonderful fragrance. As soon as it's time for gray and navy blue suits, this is the first thing I reach for. This is my favorite fragrance to wear with a suit. Might perplex some of you. Some of you may be looking at me, looking at this bottle going, with a suit, really? Don't knock it till you try it. The next time you bust out the gray suit, throw you some shots of this on if you own it. You're going to feel classy. You're going to feel sharp. You're going to feel like a bad MF. You heard it from me. Number 2, Boss Bottle. And number 1. Do I even need to show it? You already know what it is. If this is your first time watching, I am an avid lover and fanboy of Paco Rabanne's Invictus DNA. I haven't smelled Hawass. I know it's similar. I've smelled Armaf Rixos. I just don't want to ship it from overseas. I've smelled it in person at a perfume place on my Biloxi trip. The bottle's gorgeous. They're all Invictus. This is not Invictus, but it's the same DNA. It's a little more professional, a little more mature, but it's almost a one-to-one smell. It's not as loud, but it's still kind of loud. It's English Laundry, Cambridge Night. My signature scent, my favorite fragrance. I hate wasting sprays, I want to smell it. Every time I smell it, it makes me want to wear it immediately. But I plan my rotation. So I actually like wearing this one more when it starts to hit fall. This is my dumb reach fall, winter, spring, mainly fall, spring, because I have so many, I can plan out what I want to wear each month, each week. Some of you think it's crazy. All you frag heads totally get it. I plan my weeks out for what I want to do. All right, I plan on wearing this over the next 3 days. It might change a little bit, but I kind of get an idea of what I want to wear. And this isn't as aquatic as I would like it to be for summer. So I tend to go with other things, Invictus Aqua type fragrances. But this is just wonderful year round. Mega compliment getter for me. It's very rare that I wear it and don't get a compliment from somebody. It leaves a very good scent trail. It pushes for about 6 feet for a little over an hour, and then arm's length for a little over an hour, and I get a good scent bubble for several hours following. This is hard to find out in the wild. Yes, you can go to Macy's and get them. Yes, you can go online and get them, but if you know anything about English Laundry fragrances, you know these are $15 at Marshalls and TJ Maxx when you can find them. This is just the hardest one to find at Marshalls and TJ Maxx. So I'm a bargain hunter. I'm a cheapskate. I like cool stuff, but I don't want to pay a lot for it. So I'm willing to wait and hold off and hunt to save $15, $20. I really am. And maybe I'll get lucky and find 2 bottles, and I'm going to buy them both. Because every time I run across this, I'm going to buy it. Just like with Windsor. I came home from work yesterday. My wife surprised me with a gift set of English Laundry Windsor she found because they went to Katie and hit the Marshalls over there, and she knows how I feel about these. Found a gift set on clearance, so now I have another 100 ml 0.68 ounce and shower gel of English Laundry Windsor. So I'm straight for many years, but when I run across it, I'm gonna buy it again. But I digress. English Laundry Cambridge Night, my favorite offers fragrance. If you can find it, grab it, guys. If there's one fragrance I'll always tell you to buy, it's something that's Invictus DNA. So not a bad list. I like it. A couple of these I'm sure regulars of mine expected, but it is what it is. It's my list. If you've been watching me, you know my taste. You've learned what I like. A lot of stuff gets repeated in these lists because a lot of these are what I'm currently wearing in my favorites. I do have a bunch of other fragrances that don't necessarily crack the top 10s in these types of lists, like some of my other John VARVATOS fragrances. The L'Homme and La Nuit de L'Homme flankers that I have don't fall into this. They're going to work on my fall list. There's stuff you haven't seen of my collection yet that doesn't apply to these summer lists because I just started this channel. We're not a month into this yet. So you'll see more and more of my collection, and as it goes on, I'm still buying fragrances here and there. And speaking of, be on the lookout. I will be doing a haul video. I'm heading to Louisiana on Thursday. After I have lunch with my mother and my grandmother, I'm going to do my fragrance hunt. Hopefully, you boys in Homa have been sleeping, and I come across some serious deals on some great stuff. So if those of you who are watching it, don't try to go clean that Marshalls out before I come to Homa. I'm going to get pissed off. But anyways, as always, guys, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate the support. Be looking out for that haul video. Maybe we'll do a trash or treasure out of it. First impressions on whatever I get. I'll introduce what I got it for. We'll bust them open and we'll smell them. Might be backup bottles of some stuff that I'm always hunting for. Might be some new stuff to the collection. You never know if you don't tune in. Have a good night, guys and ladies.